Yeah, so I've been a Nintendo fan my entire life. My console of choice growing up all the time. Even though my first console's a PS2, pretty shocking, actually. Whenever I think about it, like it's kind of crazy that I started with PS2 and then loved the PS2. I did love it, but then like Nintendo just took me over. Put Cappy on right now. For real, where's Cappy at? Hold on. We are here. I've heard in leaks, people like found the motherboard, right? And they said that it's gonna be as strong as the PS4. Or like stronger than the PS4, which is honestly amazing for Nintendo. It really is. Like a portable console that is more powerful than the PS4. That's pretty awesome, you know? I'll always say, shout outs to the PS5. I mean, I have a PS5, for being so powerful, right? And I love the games that I've played on it so far, but because it's so powerful, people barely ever make games for it. So, like, I don't really care that much. Like, I care about the games, you know what I mean? And the games I have played for PS5 are great, don't get me wrong, but, like, if that sacrifices a wider variety of quality games, then, you know, I don't care. Like, I don't need a omega powerful console if it's gonna lack in games, you know? I am glad that it's Switch 2. Spoiler alert. I'm glad that it is. And not some weird name like Switch U. Bro, Wii U was like one of the worst titles they could have picked. It's so unobvious what it is. It didn't even like, so many people, like parents and stuff, they didn't realize that, you know, it was a new console. Because the name was so weird. They thought it was like a 3DS XL, you know what I mean? Like an alternate version of the Wii. You know, it's not obvious enough that it's a brand new console, you know? The novelty of the Switch, I still think is very relevant, you know? I think people have forgotten, but like, think about like the times where you're playing your Switch like on the TV, and then like you gotta go take a dump, or you gotta go somewhere, or hey, you wanna just lie in bed, but you wanna play on the bed, you know? You just pick up your Switch, continue the game right there. That's it. That novelty is still really amazing. It really is. And that's why I love about the Switch. Even if you aren't bringing your Switch all over the place, like playing portably, just the ability to go take a dump and play your Switch, all right? You know, Switch came out a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it was 2018. Now it's especially underpowered. At the time, when it first came out, its power was like impressive, especially for well, okay, it was impressive for a portable console. It was never impressive for a home console. Don't get it twisted. But it was impressive for what it was able to do. It's just, you know, as the years went on and, you know, PS5 came out and everything, yeah, it showed that it was old tech, you know. So if this really is as powerful as a PS4, I think that'd be amazing. I think that'd be great. If you make a new console, get it at least PS5. See now, Silence, you're not getting it, all right? Silence, you're not understanding. See now, PS5, that's ridiculous. That is just a crazy take. Like, it's funny because like for an Xbox, that instantly makes sense. For Nintendo, that is the dumbest decision you could ever make. Why would you ever do that? It's funny. Like, because, well, first of all, they would absolutely just need to make it a home console, right? And I actually think that's a dumb idea. Like, if they made a home console, it's a dumb idea. It actually is. They would actually be losing money if they made a home console now. This gimmick is so smart because it's perfect for kids. It's good for adults who don't want to go out and just play on their home console, right? They want to play their Nintendo games at home. It's actually just perfect. It's a win-win, right? It's appealing to both kids and to adults at the same time, right? Adults typically don't play portable consoles. I don't either, not anymore. But now they're appealing to both audiences with this. It's honestly a genius console. That's why it sold so much. What, isn't the Switch like the third most selling console of all time? Console isn't called, but yeah. Actually, the problem is that they can't make games how they want them to be because they're limited by low performance. I got a friend who works there and he complains about that all the time. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think PS4 is enough. What game will struggle with PS4 quality, right? What game? Because Nintendo was never going to make a PS5 level game no matter what. You know what I mean? PS4 quality is more than enough. People on PS5 are not making games past PS4 right now. There's like how many PS5 specific games? Like 10? And the PS5's been out for a while. But yeah, anyway, let's watch the freaking video already. Boom. I'm excited. Very slick. Oh, so much better of a kickstand. Oh, that's great. That's amazing. The kickstand in the original Switch model was terrible. Bigger Joy-Cons, that's good. We have a sticky gel, so that way you really feel sticky when you're playing. Oh my god, those buttons are amazing. Chat, if you know, you know, but goddamn, man. Look at these buttons. Oh my god. This is massive. I've already seen this in leaks, albeit, but like, goddamn, dude. Fudge. This is massive. This is actually massive. I need y'all to understand. I just brought up the Smash point about like playing Smash at school or whatever, or anywhere with other people. With this, now the Joy-Cons are actually so much better to play out. Like the triggers were the biggest issue. They just were. It's not the buttons. It's not anything like that's not the issue. The issue is the triggers on the Joy-Cons were way too small. You had to like play like with claw hands. But now the Joy-Cons themselves are bigger and the triggers are bigger. Now you could probably hold it a little bit more normal, right? And actually like be able to press the button without claw handing like this. That's massive. You can use it like a mouse. I wonder if that's true, actually. Ooh. Okay, so it snaps in now. This is good, because so already we're seeing... This is what I like about this so far. This is different than other consoles, because the Switch, even as a portable console, had issues, right? It was their first time doing it. What I like about this trailer is that it's showing us all the issues the original Switch had that the Switch 2 is improving on. The small ass claw hand triggers on the Joy-Cons is a massive issue of the Switch 1. The kickstand of the original Switch model is a major issue. Granted, they did fix the kickstand on the Switch OLED, but still, like, you know, a lot of people didn't get the OLED, right? So they're showing off, hey, the kickstand's a lot better on this too. That's another massive issue. And they show that there's two before, and hell, these buttons look better. The power and volume buttons are better. Yes, there is a second USB-C port. There are two USB-C ports on this thing. One at the top and one at the bottom. Before, there was only one USB-C port on the bottom. So it was really awkward when you're playing portably because you'd have to plug it in at the bottom and then it's kind of jamming into like your stomach or whatever. But now that there's one on the top and the bottom, because they need the one at the bottom, so that way when you slide the Switch in, that's how it's, you know, operating, right? It plugs into the dock. So they have a second one at the top, so that way when you want to play portably with it still plugged in, you just put it in the top. Genius. Right? Like, these are little issues that are annoying about the Switch, but nobody would have asked to change it because it wasn't that relevant. But the fact that they are fixing it here, it shows they're really listening, right? You know? They made the controllers bigger. People said the controllers were baby controllers, right? I wonder what that button is below the home button. I actually don't know. The sync button also looks better. Thank God. The sync button on the Joy-Cons were freaking way too small. Wonder if this is a Joy-Con drift issue? Yeah. I wonder if that's really what they're doing here. Are they actually trying to use it like a mouse? It's the optical sensor on the Joy-Con rail. Nintendo Switch, but we fixed everything. Yeah, literally. I mean, this seems like a perfect console already as an upgrade. Yeah, optical sensor, I see it. Yeah, and that's another issue, right? Look at this. It's snapping in. How many people do you know that had the first model Switch that broke their freaking railings on the thing, right? They broke the railings of the Switch, you know? So now you snap it in, right? I'll be honest, I dropped my Switch one time because of the railings, right? So now this doesn't have that issue anymore. Rail broke clean off. Exactly. So now, you know, that's a lot less likely to happen, right? Switch 2. Looks great. Really looks great. It really looks like they fixed all the issues, like, of the console itself. Is this a new Mario Kart or is this Mario Kart 8? This is a new Mario Kart. That is a freaking new Mario Kart, ladies and gentlemen. We've had Mario Kart 8 for 15 years. And now, a new Mario Kart. I'm looking at Mario. That is a new Mario model, ladies and gentlemen. That is a new Mario Kart. $11 years, but actually, who's counting? Yeah, for real. Oh, wow. Wow. That's slick. Definitely a new Mario Kart, by the way. Look at the little freaking Yoshi in the... Oh, my God. All they showed was Mario Kart. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch. Thank God, dude. This is all I wanted. I would have been pissed off if they did not do this. I have a huge backlog of Switch games. If they did not allow me to... Wait. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or unfully compatible with Switch 2. Hopefully it's not too many. That would suck. Where this becomes a massive issue is the Pokemon games. Because the Pokemon games are some of the most popular games that that do not offer cloud save, right? So like if people want to play their Pokemon games on their new Switch 2, like let's say they play competitive or whatever, they're still playing the game, or shiny hunting or whatever, they want to play on their Switch 2, but they can't because they can't transfer their save. That's honestly a huge bummer for players like that. But for most games, you know, friggin' that's an issue of Pokemon. It's not an issue of Nintendo Switch. You can still transfer your save from Switch to Switch. Yeah, but it doesn't work for Pokemon. Pokemon's really dumb like that. I think they do the same thing for Splatoon, actually. Yes, it does. Does it? I don't think so. God damn! That's not even that long from now. That's crazy. Wow. That is close. That's crazy. That's exciting. All right. We don't see many games though, just the new Mario Kart, right? Obviously it looks similar to Mario Kart 8. But it definitely, like, trust me, this is a new Mario Kart. This is not Mario Kart 8. I've seen Mario and Mario Kart 8 so long to know that this is a different Mario model. Still wouldn't be outside Switch 2. Sorry for Mario Kart 8 2. Movie Donkey Kong in the game. Wait, was it? Movie Donkey Kong? Oh my god, I see it. Wait. Oh god, it's really hard to tell, but I think I see the eyes. I can't believe you caught that. What the hell? Oh, look at the TV. I see. Yeah, look at him. The eyes. That's crazy. Yeah, they've been using that like the Donkey Kong model from in Mario Kart 8 for ages. Yeah, I mean this is a new map too. I don't think this is from any other Mario Kart game. Frickin' Yoshi's Burgers. 24 player Mario Kart. Ooh, there's 24 players. Are you serious? I didn't even see that. Yeah, I wish there was more games for us to dissect. That does worry me a little bit, though. If they only showed off Mario Kart, are there not that many launch games? I theorize Metroid Prime 2 is a launch game, or at least close to launch. But then again, maybe not, right? I mean, this is coming out pretty soon. I hope Legend ZA is also Switch 2. We haven't been confirmed or denied on that one. But to be fair, I mean, you could play Switch games on Switch 2, so it'll just run better on Switch 2, I'm sure. But, like, still. We can't see behind your face cam. Yeah, Donkey Kong's there, yeah, with the eyes. That's pretty good, though. I am pretty impressed. Okay, so this is coming from somebody who is a Nintendo fan. All right, listen. Obviously we can't see if the power stuff we've seen in the leaks is true about it being as powerful, like more powerful than PS4. But if that is true, then that is more than enough power. More than enough power for the Switch. Hell, I've even seen people say that that's stronger than the Steam Deck, right? Like, it being stronger than the Steam Deck's pretty good. And obviously this has better battery life than that as well. Like for Mario Kart and nothing else. Legend ZA, also the check Skull Mario Bros. Circuit. I see. Analyze the frick out of it, yeah. Such Dolphin's reaction to this, and they're hating on it. So funny to see you two have such different reactions. I wonder what Dolphin hated about it. So the 2 looks a bit goofy. I guess. Well, as somebody who like is a Nintendo fan, I can notice that they're fixing literally every single issue of the Switch. I think literally every single thing that was an issue, they fixed about the console as a portable console. And granted, we can obviously assume it'll be more powerful. Obviously, the major issue of the Switch is that it's old. It's old tech, right? So it's not powerful. So we can assume it's going to be more powerful. Even if it isn't stronger than PS4, we can assume that it's more powerful, right? So that's not an issue. We have to talk about, it's the reasons, the things that make it a better portable console. And that's what it's doing. The USB-C port, better buttons all across the board. It's so crazy. We've never seen a portable console that has two USB-Cs, but yeah. Would Scarlet and Violet run better on it? It will, but Scarlet and Violet will always look bad no matter what console it's on. You can't fix ugly textures and stuff, I don't even know if the pop-in will be better, but I'm not as technology savvy to know about that, so. Yeah, I really wonder what this button is. I actually don't know. This is still the screenshot button, home button, yeah. Looks great. It really does. The triggers look much nicer to click. Goo. Scarlet Violet is beyond 7, yeah, for real. No, Scarlet Violet's just gonna take the L. Legend ZA could probably run good. Could probably run good when that comes out. One thing is that so many devs are just chasing hyper-realism. Yeah, I agree, Collectathon, actually. I think Nintendo doing their own thing is the smartest decision. Again, you can't fight the results. Nintendo Switch is the 3rd most selling video game console of all time. You cannot fight results. They go for the gimmick and they sold way more than the PS5. Way more. So, what is there to fight, Nothing can save the Pokemon franchise, kind of true. Actually, no. Pokemon can save itself. Pokemon Legends Arceus was a breath of fresh air, alright? Legends ZA could still bring it back, maybe. It's a shame that Scarlet and Violet was in the same development cycle as Legends Arceus, so they didn't take a lot of what made that game great. But yeah, Legends Arceus made me believe in Game Freak again, and then Scarlet and Violet kind of tore it back down. I still think you're easy to satisfy. They deserve critique. Well, okay. What is there to critique here? I will critique things that I like. Like I've already said, the power is going to be improved. So what is there to critique? I feel like it just looks better. Should be a Switch Pro, but not a new release. It's going to be way more powerful, Silence. That's a console that is for years to stand. I don't think you understand the difference in power that we're talking about. If this is above PS4 and the old Switch was like maybe even below PS3, it's a massive difference in power. If it was a Switch, you got to think about the context, right? If it was a Switch Pro, then Switch Pro games would have to be runnable on the original Switch, right? That's confusing consumers, you know? The consumers need to know that this game can only be run on the new Switch, not the old Switch. By doing Switch 2, you could release Switch 2 games, and still you could release regular Switch games, by the way. And they probably will, right? They'll probably still release like indie games and stuff like that for the Switch that can be played on Switch 2, right? But new games that need the extra processing power of the Switch 2, they need to advertise that as, hey, this is a Switch 2 game. That'd be like imagine if PlayStation made, like back when they made the PS2, if they made a PlayStation 1 Pro, but then, you know, you can only run Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation Pro, but not the PlayStation. That's going to confuse parents and stuff. But if it's the Switch 2, it's more obvious, right? The way more powerful is already behind. Well, I mean, again, we haven't seen the power yet. Obviously, I will critique the power if it's not, if it is below PS4. Again, I'm flat out satisfied with above PS4, even at PS4 level. That's more than Nintendo needs. Again, it doesn't matter because PS5 cannot even make use of its power. You know what I mean? Oh, great. PS5 is above the curve for what? Like 5 games? Like, who cares? You know? Even the greatest game that I played on PS5, God of War Ragnarok, is a PS4 game. That's the greatest game on there that I've played, and it's a PS4 game. You know what I mean? Like, PS4 is more than enough. If I can play a game as good as God of War Ragnarok on Switch 2, that is more than enough. You know what I mean? I don't need anything crazier than that. Games can be fun with PS4 level. My critique is that it should have been called the Nintendo Snap. I am honestly glad they went for 2 because we know how the Wii U went. Give it a simple name, you know? The way more powerful is already behind. PlayStation PS4 is really old as well. Switch Pro should have released at least 3 years ago. Yeah, probably. But, you know, I mean, in order to not confuse consumers, I think a Switch Pro would have been way too confusing. Because for them to release games that work both on Switch and Switch 2, the games would still lack, you know? Or if they were to release a game that say, hey, this only works on Switch Pro, then that's confusing to consumers. And it's annoying to parents, right? Because they'll buy a Switch Pro game that does not work on Switch, and then they go, oh, well, you have a Switch. How was I supposed to know? Switch 2 is much more obvious, right? Oh, you need the Switch 2 to play the Switch 2 game, right? Arguing hard when I just want the games low. Yeah, for real. I'm the same way, Gino. I think difference between DS and 3DS. They look the same at first glance, but 3DS is so much better. Oh, yeah, for sure. Switch doesn't need too much power, just more than it had. It'll have enough now for everything it needs, hopefully. Well, it will, again. Okay, yeah, to be fair, it is hopefully, right? We still have not seen guaranteed that it's stronger than PS4. But if it is stronger than PS4, or even at the level of PS4, expect to have God of War Ragnarok level games and Elden Ring and anything at that level on this console to run perfectly. There is nothing. Oh, by the way, I should mention, I'm talking PS4 undocked. I forgot to mention that. The leak said that the Switch 2 is more powerful than a PS4 base undocked. And while docked, it's as strong as a PS4 Pro. All right? I'm just saying. That's pretty freaking good. We're talking God of War Ragnarok. Bro, it's one of the greatest games I've ever played. Elden Ring was awful on PS4? Well, I don't know. God of War was great on PS4. That's a beautiful game. But like Kid Icarus Uprising HD, but with mouse controls with the optical sensor. Hold on. New engines already have problems with PS4 specs. Better yet, not attached to the Switch. Okay, but okay, for real though, let's talk about it, right? What are the critiques you have of the console? Because I love to critique, right? I make fun of everything. Like on Variety Wednesdays, I ragged into games people love. So let's talk about it. What is there to complain here? Like, we can't talk about the power, obviously, because we don't know for sure. Going based off the leaks, I'd say it's pretty definitively a positive thing, right? Like, if I was to choose between having a console that's stronger than the PS5, that stays as a home console, or this, which is a little stronger than a PS4 Pro in docked and PS4 undocked, I'd pick this easily. The novelty of portability is legitimately that strong. And it will make it sell way bigger, which will mean more people are playing the games, which will mean more co-op and, more people could play the console. More people could play with me. There you go. It's a win-win.